6 years after Pakistan became one of the first countries to sign on to the Belt and Road Initiative, joint Chinese-Pakistani investment in the country is starting to bear fruit and opening up opportunities for third country investors. Pakistani Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi told me this in an exclusive interview last week while attending the first strategic dialogue with his Chinese counterpart here in Beijing. Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that China welcomes Pakistan's constructive role in de-escalating the recent India-Pakistan tensions and expressed hope that the two sides can resolve their disputes through dialogue. But we focused instead on changes on the ground in Pakistan, including how greater stability would attract investment to what the Foreign Minister called relatively backward regions of Pakistan. I started by asking the Foreign Minister about the state of China-Pakistan relationship.
I think we have a shared future and there are avenues to explore how we can deepen and broaden our bilateral relationship.
What do you think have propelled our relationship throughout the years? Ups and downs we have experienced, but nevertheless both sides overcome the difficulties. What do you think are the most important factors?
Sincerity, consistency and trust, and standing by each other through thick and thin.
Do you think these principles will continue to be upheld under Mr. Han's administration?
Absolutely, I have no doubt. We will strengthen them further.
I understand that it's been 6 years since the Belt and Road Initiative started, and China has been working with Pakistan throughout the time, and now they're saying the first phase of this collaboration has come to fruition, and now you are looking to expand into new areas. So poverty alleviation, agricultural, technological collaboration and industry, are these the new areas that you're trying to explore in the future?
Certainly, and the special economic zones that we are setting up along the economic corridor, and those special economic zones are not just confined to Chinese investment or Pakistani investment. Third countries are welcome to come and invest in them, because China is laying down the infrastructure, you know, the road, the rail, the fiber optic connection is being built, and with that, you know, it'll make these special economic zones very attractive for third parties to come and invest.
As we're entering the year 2019 at a fast pace, have you taken stock of what have been achieved in bilateral relations with China in the year 2018, not just on economics, but on other fronts as well? And what can we expect? What are the goals for 2019?
Well, I think the people-to-people contacts have gone up. The high-level exchanges are going up, and we're expecting, and the Prime Minister has invited President Xi Jinping to visit Pakistan. We feel that he hasn't been to Pakistan for a long time now, and we would love to host him. The strategic dialogue is an important step forward. I think the trilateral between China, Afghanistan and Pakistan again is a welcome development, because again, an important neighbor for Pakistan, an important neighbor for China, Afghanistan. If there's peace there, if there's stability there, there are opportunities of reconstruction and investment within Afghanistan for both countries.
Let's come back to the Belt and Road Initiative, because that is a signature project of economic cooperation between the two countries. Pakistan was one of the first countries to be on board on this initiative. How do you see the CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and the Belt and Road Initiative interact with each other to benefit?
They complement one another. They complement one another. They're not competing against each other. They are strengthening each other.
Can you elaborate? Can you give examples or what has happened, for instance?
See, it's the overall political decision of where to go, where to invest, what the priorities are, right? And the priority given by the present Chinese leadership, developing the backward areas, the western part of China, and developing this corridor through the relatively backward area within Pakistan is very exciting and encouraging.
Well, in exciting and encouraging, it all sounds very well, but there have always been voices of doubts, of suspicion, of negative propaganda. So could you please elaborate to us, what have both countries benefited from these projects, for instance, the CPEC? What are concrete achievements that have come out of this project for Pakistan and, to your knowledge, for China?
Well, the concrete progress is going to be opportunities of more investments, job creation, economic uplift, technology transfer, stability. The uplift is stability of the region, and both sides stand to gain with enhanced stability and peace.
How important is stability for that part of, for that corridor? Because for us, we take stability for granted.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it's very important. Stability is very important, not just for our bilateral relations. Stability is important for economic activity. Money will only flow where it is secure, and the more security we provide, the more money we will attract.
At this moment, so you're saying basically China and Pakistan's cooperation is helping bringing more stability, and in turn is going to bring more economic opportunities.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Looking ahead, what could be some of the difficulties, or what are some of the difficulties that you're envisioning, and are there any plans to tackle these difficulties jointly?
Well, name me one project which is free of difficulties. Every initiative has difficulty, especially at the initial level. There are skeptics, there are people who doubt the whole concept. But with the passage of time, when dividends come, then they realize that that is what visionary leadership is all about, that you and I, that we cannot see, they are not only seeing that, they are placing things in place for our coming generations to benefit from.
Mm-hmm. So it's a long-term vision you're talking about, so people will need patience. Some people would say, well, how long? Do you have some kind of plan as to, you have the investment now, and how long are people going to really benefit? Or are you already seeing tangible things?
Well, China is a very good example. You get independence in 1949, and now in 2019, you're the second largest economy in the world. Isn't that an achievement? That's a huge achievement. And there are people who are predicting that you will be the largest economy in a few years. So that is progress.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about Pakistan's possible role in the Afghanistan development. We know that the US and the Taliban have made some progress in their talks in the Middle East. So what kind of role is Pakistan to play in helping mediate that peace process?
Pakistan again is supportive of a Afghan-led, Afghan-owned peace process. Pakistan is contributing, Pakistan is helping in making different sort of warring factions sit together across the table to iron out the differences, to bridge the trust deficit, and to promote a ceasefire and bring people into the mainstream, and to see a drop in violence and militancy.
Finally, this year China will be celebrating its 70th anniversary, as you mentioned, since 1949. Great progress has been made since then. How do you evaluate the achievements China has made since then, and what do these achievements mean for the region and for the world?
Well, I mean, to see China's achievements, you have to come and visit China. Anyone who now comes to Beijing, goes to Shanghai, you know, is dumbfolded to see the new infrastructure, the new technology, how smart the Chinese are, you know, the way they are learning languages, the way young Chinese are going to different universities in the world to get acquainted with knowledge and cultures and civilizations. So seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing. And what does that mean for the world, for the humankind, that 1/5 of humanity is making such progress?
Hope, progress. Hope and progress. If China can do that, why can't we?
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Qureshi, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan.
Thank you.